Hi everyone. So we're looking at an area called Brickell in Miami. We're close to downtown. Brickell is famous because it is the banking hub of the southeast part of the United States, and it's the main connection, again banking wise, with Latin America. That means that there are a lot of banks that are either headquarters here in Miami, in this area in Brickell, or they have their major offices in the U.S., like banks from abroad that have major bases or offices here in the U.S. and they're here in Miami. There's a long story about banking in here, and it flourished especially in the 80s. I'll let you imagine why. Miami has a very colorful story, just like some of the buildings that you're looking at. So our story today starts at least with, it's a banking story, at least the beginning is. It's something that happened in a bank a while back, and I was driving by, and I was remembering the story, and I wanted to use it to connect it to, as an allegory, to something else. But let's start with the story about the bank. So there was this bank that was a large bank, and there was a group of people with nefarious intent, criminals, that wanted to steal from this bank, and thus created a virus, a computer virus, a bug. We're talking about computers now, relax. So that created this a bug to be able to steal money from the bank. It's safer, it doesn't involve violence, etc. But anyway, the idea, and sure enough, they have access to a lot of brains, because you see, a brain doesn't. You can have brains doing good things, and you can have brains doing bad things, as you can imagine, and already understood about life. So they got some computer programmers. They built this bug, and like all of them, they need a Trojan horse. They sent emails to people that worked in the bank. One of the users opened up the email and introduced the bug into the system. They're smart. These people are smart. They're just, criminals, but they're smart. So how did they do it? It's very easy if you think about it. The weakest part of this system are humans. They've always been. In any system, the weakest part is the human. In this case, because humans have, they have weaknesses themselves. They have desires. They have weaknesses. Some people have ambitions. Some people have lust. Some people have, they desire things. People desire things. So they basically build these emails targeting different desires. The 7 capital sins. Go look them up. So some of them were probably enticing the reader or the user with fame. You got selected, to be the next America's Got Talent participant. Some of them entice them sexually, hey, the latest naked picture of God knows whatever it is that, there are so many subgenres in that field. Some other got enticed with silly things. Okay, you just want a coupon for 2 to redeem at the best restaurant in your area. Lunches on us, free lunch. Hell, there are like people that look at that and go, yes, thank God, because I didn't bring lunch today. And I wanted to eat something yummy, so let me go and redeem the coupon. Fact is that most people disregard this type of emails, but there's always someone. There's always, there will always be, there always been, there's always someone that will, bow down to their curiosity and desires. And some of these emails will, entice correctly their desire, and thus they will fall prey to their weakness and open up the email. Bingo. As soon as they open up the email, the bug enters the system. Now, bugs are very smart because they're designed by smart people. So this bug in particular was understand how a system works, a computer system, especially a bank system. Depending on where you are, what department you are within this main office, you're allowed to enter a certain percentage, a certain part, aspects of the system. Not very few people have access to the whole system, the whole mainframe. But the bug doesn't care because the bug is designed to go through, search its way up to the mainframe. Hide because you have to understand that the systems themselves are designed with antivirus properties. So there are little bugs looking for these malignant bugs that are not supposed to be there. So it's a war of smarts. There are security person. There is every company, every mainframe of certain importance has also live security personnel monitoring what they're seeing in the system. As long as the system is fine, is kosher, well, yeah, there's no alarm, there's nothing to worry about. Keep moving on. So the bug is designed to navigate, go through the firewalls, was designed, and every other bug is designed with the same intent. It went to the mainframe, then it sat in the mainframe, and it started diverting, stealing. It's the beautiful word to say stealing, diverting 10 cents out of every transaction that the bank had. You see, 10 cents is so minuscule that no one cared. No one even paid attention. No one even noticed. It took a while. It was a very well designed bug. So, hey, he sat there, no one knows for how long. They literally stole millions by stealing 10 cents out of every transaction. Ultimately, finally, it got discovered because the bug, after a certain while of stealing 10 cents, ultimately those 10 cents amount to a lot of money, and somehow, some system is going to detect, hey, the numbers don't match. What we're supposed to have and what we have do not match in a grave way, in a big, large way. So it got busted. You have to understand that every bug in a computer system will be busted, ultimately. It, again, depends on what computer. Some don't get busted. Let's say there are bugs that are designed to enter your personal computer and hijack your camera or hijack the data, or simply use your computer as a relay. So let's say that, I'm a nefarious company with nefarious intent, group, and I'm based in Bahamas. I'll just say, don't get offended, whatever. I'm based in La La Land. Let's put it this way, so no one gets offended. So I'm based in La La Land, and I want to steal money from banks in Japan. So I'm going to start using, the first message goes to the Faroe Island. Then the second message is jump board, basically. Then the second message is going from the Faroe Island to the Azores, then from the Azores to Miami, then from Miami to Atlanta, then from Atlanta to Philadelphia, then from Philadelphia to Japan, etc. But it's literally, sometimes it's hundreds of these computers. And it's done so that when in Japan, at the Bank of Japan, they discover, are they stealing from us? So the people that are supposed to look for, okay, who's stealing from us? Let's go get them. Then they get lost in this maze of relays. So, is it this guy in Miami, or is it this guy in Philadelphia, or is this guy in the Azores? Who is it? They're meant to do, and basically your computer is doing nothing other than relay the information, the data that you're sending and or receiving. So in those cases, you'll never figure it out. You have a bug. Literally, you'll never figure out you have a bug. Again, as I mentioned, some bugs are meant to hijack your camera. Again, I repeat, people have weaknesses. Voyeurism is bigger than what you guys think. But anyway, so this group stole millions out of this bank. But the key important part here is they did so because they were allowed because they were allowed by the weak part of this system, which were humans, allowed unknowingly because they enticed them. Surely enough, the bank made a big stink. We got them. No one knows the amount they got covered. They got insurance, and insurance got hit, really hard. They replaced the money. At the end, it's a bank, and they probably fired the company that was overseeing the security part of it. They fired probably because, you have to make the whole theater, kabuki theater, once you get busted, when you actually find out that your touted security system, that your users, your clients and your financiers of finance, when you find out that system got broken in, well, you got to act in such a determined manner that you send theater again, a message, we took care of the situation. But I have bad news for you, or I have a reality check for you guys. Every system is hackable by these bugs. And the same system is hackable again. You just have to redesign a bug. And you have to make sure that you design it in a way that even the newer system doesn't get it. And trust you me, those in charge of designing these bugs are very good at what they do. So they will get there. And there's also another reality. Not only the bugs are literally, you can't stop them. Ultimately, they will win, not win the game. There's not a finality. This particular subject we're talking about doesn't have an end game. It's a cat and mouse game. I put the bug in until you get me, then you erase it. Sometimes I pay for it, sometimes I don't because you don't catch me. And then we'll make another bug and we go on after another bank because that particular target is already aware that we're attacking them, so they got all their securities up, etc. You understand how this game will work. The point is, guys, that every system will be breakable and hackable because somehow, somewhere it's composed or has part of the system is composed by humans, and humans will, literally will bow down to their weaknesses, and women and humans are weak. And that is the point, that the weakest part of every system is or are the humans. Well, now we're looking at buildings, and there are people living in those buildings and systems that run systems, and again, every system that you look at, the electrical, plumbing, data, computers, anything and everything is hackable. Transportation, anything, even the system that picks up the garbage runs on computers. It's a system of people and data or computer, and so can be hacked and can cause all kind of havoc. Some of these bad actors want to steal money, some wants to cause havoc, some have other agendas, etc. But basically, in any country that is run by a government that uses system, just like in any corporation that runs a system including the computer system, especially every corporation has a computer system, to basically be able to manage its day-to-day operation. Everyone, including those countries and those people, are hackable. Well, we're touching this subject because now we're connecting it with what we really need to talk about in this video. Our government, and when I say our, guys, I don't care where you're looking at this video from or at. I don't care if you're in Denmark, I don't care if you're in the Philippines, you can be in South Africa, you can be in Bolivia, or you can be here in the United States. Our governments have been hacked by, capital letters, the bug. Now again, this bug can care less of stealing money, because this bug has all the power, has all the money in the planet. They want more. So when you have all the money and all the power, think about it. What else is left? I can point you to the direction. You gotta go through the doors, guys. You gotta go. You have to do the thinking. What else do you think it is? They got the money. They got the power. Every country has been hacked by the bug. The bug, like every single bug, has nefarious objectives and meanings. It's nefarious. What does nefarious means? He's bad. The bug is bad. It means bad. Every culture, every religion calls it in a different way. Evil, whatever you want to call it, it doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter how you call it. The bug is still there. I call it the bug. The bug is still going to be there. Now, understand that the bug that takes over has taken over. This is not in the act. So it is not taking ing. It is not taking over. The bug has already taken, past tense, over our system. So the bug is actually in the act of acting up its final move to do or obtain what the bug wants to do, the final objective. So there were strategies. The strategy is just like the military. The strategy is I design a path towards my goal, which is the objective. Tactics are the single actions that you apply to get closer to that objective, to ultimately reach the objective. So a strategy was designed long time ago, guys. When I say long time, I really mean long time ago. Tactics were enacted as in to steal, move everyone towards their goal an inch at the time. What happens when you move a whole mass of humanity, a whole group, an inch at a time? This is not an American problem, guys. So this is not an American problem. If you're watching this in Spain, this is not just a Spaniard problem, a Spanish problem. If you're in Italy, this is not an Italian problem, only an Italian problem. This is a worldwide problem. They moved everyone 1 inch at the time towards their goal. Why 1 inch at a time? Because basically, guys, you never even understood that you moved. Because 1 inch at the time, after 300 years, you moved miles from where you were supposed to be. And that it was part of the strategy is to move you slowly. Move you slowly. Except you have to understand, guys, when you're very close to the end, now you go chop chop, now you accelerate because you're salivating. It's almost there, we're almost there, we've done it. All of the effort, all of the time we wasted, the friends we lost in this battle with the humanity at large, with those that don't want to necessarily go there, they're almost there. They gotta chop. You feel me? They're there. Let's do it. Hurry up, offense. Let's go. We're there. I can smell it. I can taste victory. Now, some of the people that are watching this, I'm going to tell you who. I'm going to divide it in two groups, but then these two groups are going to be subdivided in subgroups. You're either lost and not understanding what I'm referring to, thus you're asleep. You're part of the group that has been asleep. You're being moved 1 inch at a time while we talk. You're still moving 1 inch and not understanding it. By the way, let me tell you something. Part of this group, the largest part of this group, has an inkling, a feeling that they've been moved. The fact is that they don't want to admit it. They don't want to see it because they don't want to face what admitting that point means. What it is required after you wake up to do. And then there's another group. Anyway, so the other group is those that are kind of understanding what I'm saying, are fully understanding what I'm saying, or understanding so well the bug that are telling me, hey buddy, you're falling short. You can delve into it. There's more to say. Sorry for the interruption. And yeah, you're right. I know it too. Except that you can take people that are used to move 1 inch at a time and suddenly warp speed ahead. That's it. That's where we're at. Because both one is the system of the bug, 1 inch at a time. And the other system is the system of the awakened. That once it awakes, you people are, okay? There's a whole gang of it. That's it. Apparently they're gone, and good for them, guys. Motorcycling, it's a very cool activity. It closes you. It takes you the closest possible as freedom, the feeling of freedom. But anyway, so let's get back to track. So we can take you warp speed into what we are right now, or some of us know and understand right now. Now, knowing it's, I don't know, guys. I understand, I feel. I don't have any proof other than what I see, and trust me, what I see is more than enough proof of that. What my fears are, or what my understanding is that I am dead on. But taking some of us to that point cannot be that fast, because you're gonna drop them along the way, and that's the reality. So some of you have to, wake up, but not too fast, because otherwise you get shocked by the awakening process. So there are people that don't see. Those who don't see will not see. And we have also, as in the group that sees things or understand things, we have to understand, realize, accept this, and move on. Try to bring as many as we can amongst with us, but not all of them are going to come. Understand that. Some are committed to the game of the bug. Some have already bowed to the bug. Some like where the bug is going. They agree. Let's go there. I like where we're going. And some are asleep in such a way that they're going to be casualties too. I mean, figuratively speaking, yeah? They're going to be part of the bug too, because they don't want to wake up. But now those that are kind of, what am I going to do? Am I going to wake up? And those that are awake, yeah? Well, we can unsee what we saw. We cannot forget what we understood. And the problem is, or the conundrum is not a problem, because it ain't for me. The conundrum is, the more you open your eyes and see, and the more you see. So even us, every day that go by, understand more and more the depth of the bug. So there is a bug. Now I got news for you. This bug has been here for generations. But the bug has power and money. The bug is a group. It doesn't matter how many are in the group. Trust you me, there are more than most of the apparent awakened group think they are. There are more than that. But less than what the people that follow the catastrophe theory or the thinking catastrophic ways think. And by the way, I also want to point out something. Nature has a very funny way of working. Nature will be here forever, has been here forever, time immemorial. There is light and there is night. There's the truth and there are the lies. The bug is based on lies. The bug is the deceiver. Call it whatever you want it. What does the deceiver do? Deceives. It passes right for wrong and wrong hails it for right. And you will believe it because it's the deceiver. It's as simple as that. But I was saying nature, life, light, God, however you want to call it, I don't care. There's going to be a group of us that will think different, will probably have different gods or an idea of God differently. Don't get stuck in that don't get stuck in me. Because then you will fail as the bug. It's a me. The bug, it's only me. It only wants to promote the me. There's no other one but me. Well, for every thesis in nature, there's an antithesis. So if nature sees that there's a bug, nature has produced an antithesis. And the awakened, whatever we are, however we're named, however they insult us, or they defame us, or they make us, picture us, or whatever it is that define us. By the way, no one defines us. You know? We are the antithesis to the bug. Nature ain't gonna sit down, arm crossed, and say, oh, well, that's it. The bug has won. Oh, no. Now, well, there's gonna be a meeting. Bug against the antithesis. Us. The meeting, it's about to happen. When is it gonna happen? I don't know. I'm not one of those channels that dwell in dates, tell you, I know, I got people talking to me. I have no one talking to me. I don't know the date. Oh, but I can smell the stillness in the air. I live in the tropics. I understand when there's a hurricane coming. Right before the hurricane comes, there's stillness in the air. There's an apparent peace in the air. And I can feel the peace, apparent peace. Everything is fine. The stock market is fine. How? Economies are crashing. But the stock market is high. We're promoting an economy based on money. I don't care what money you hold in your hand is worth absolutely diddly squat. What backs up the money that you have in your hand? What backs it up? It ain't gold. It ain't silver. What is it? Derivatives? Bets? What is it? IOUs? That's what you guys have in your hand. IOUs. I have it too. Don't worry. We have IOUs. We have notes. You know, I'll pay you when I have it. But it's not real. As a matter of fact, most of what we see ain't real. No, those buildings are there. They're real. But the reality as a perception, I perceive that this is what I think it is. It ain't what you think it is. And there are many ways to make you think that way. So we're about to meet. thesis and antithesis are going to meet. And God knows what is going to happen in the meeting of thesis and antithesis. Only God knows. The bug believes they know, but the bug doesn't know. Because even the bug is human. They're humans. They got faults. They make mistakes. They got weaknesses. Their weakness, the bug weakness, is they believe they are God. They do. They believe they have so much power that they are God. They have the power to decide. They do. And by the way, wake up and look around. They're deciding for you what to do, what not to do, when to do it, how to do it. You gotta do it with a finger up your nose. You're gonna do it. If you don't do it, you can access this, you can access that. Actually, you can live in our society unless you have the finger up your nose. You're gonna do it. Because humans are gonna bend over. The majority of humans are gonna bend over and do it. Please give me the peace that I had till 2 years ago. Do that and you will have the peace. Okay, put a finger up your nose and put your finger in your nose. All right. We're almost there, guys. Now you have to put another finger in the other nostril. Well, yeah, okay, damn it, we're so close. Let's do it. Okay, no, you gotta walk on one leg and pull up the other leg because we're almost close, but we're not there yet. You're puppets. You are puppets. You've been moved by the bug, and the bug is having fun moving you here and there, here and there, here and there. You know what the bug hates and fears? The awaken. You know why? Because awaken is sand right next to a mechanism. It's that little grain of sand that you can't even see it but if it gets into the right place in the mechanism, is going to stop the whole mechanism altogether. It's gonna stop it because they're like they're toothed wheels that have two, but one little grain of sand in the wrong place, darn, is gonna stop the whole thing. I'll tell you also another thing, and this is my last thing, and then I'm over for today. The bug is a liar, is a deceiver, is a liar. The more you don't comply, and the more he's got to force those who comply to go against you, and by how does he do that? By creating narratives, and the more he creates narratives, the more the liar has to talk, the more the liar has to come up with new narratives, has to open his darn mouth. And the liar is going to get to a point in which the lies that it spews are so evident, because there are so many, that the liar will reveal itself. There's a book that I absolutely love. What is the last chapter and ending of those books, of the concept of those books? The end of it all. You know what is it called? Revelation. Plural. Revelations. Revelations. It's not called the end. It's not called catastrophe. It's called revelations. The bug will reveal itself for what it is. It cannot do it. It's arrogant. It's full of it. It's full of itself. It believes it's it, capital letter. It is God. Revelation. It will ultimately, finally reveal itself for what it is. Everyone on their side is gonna be surprised. Again, some of them understand what they're doing, so they're not gonna be surprised. But there's gonna be a big bunch of people that are gonna go say, "What?" That's exactly what, and you're gonna look at yourself in the mirror, and you're gonna look up backwards and say, "So All them peoples that were crazies were right. Yes. Because the bug is smart. He has put so many crazy people, even amongst us, put so many traitors, because they wanted it to subvert the message. How do you do that? By subversing the messenger. That's exactly how you do that. Will they be successful? No, they can't. And I'll tell you why they cannot be successful. Because you cannot stop light. Darkness to exist needs light not to exist, but light embraces the darkness because it lights up the darkness. Well, stay safe, resist. It's going to be a good ride, and we're about to get into the ride. And remember, just like the system that we're looking at, absolutely everything, it's connected. It's all connected.